Well, when I was a kid, as I said, I had all this knowledge given to me. I actually got to go into inner Earth, so I've seen it, so I know it's real. I also were told about the nature of planets, and people who are studying modern planetary physics right now come up with concepts that mirror what I was told when I was a child. So I know that science is getting it gradually, that planets are really hollow on the inside, and that planets are really a lot different than people are being told in most physics classes or especially geology classes, and that inner Earth exists. And having met the beings from Agartha, as they are called, are basically the remnants of the beings that were the first major colonists on this planet, which are the Lemurians, which lived inside the Earth as well as outside.
Okay. Because they say we are the surface dwellers in the galaxy, because there aren't any other surface dwellers that are known as that we know of right at the moment. That the other planets do have beings there, but they are subterranean.
Right. That's basically when I was told, and that's what I do in all my lectures. The first thing I tell people is that advanced civilizations do not live above
Correct.
On the surface. They live inside.
Correct.
And then I go on to explain to people, like I had a DVD that I did, and the last one I did before the one on the Syrian motherships, which is my latest one, is simply called Inner Earth, Your Future Home. And I explain all about what Inner Earth is like and how it operates and maps and et cetera, what it looks like, and so that people can get an idea that we really should look at the planet as having one continual surface. One part goes through the poles inside, and the other part comes out and goes around. And the outer part that goes around is the part that we know, and the part that goes inside we are in denial about. So,
Sheldan, you brought up a good point here when you were talking about your DVD. How can folks get your books and get your DVD? Let's give out all your information, your contact information, and how they can get your wonderful books and your DVD.
Well, the best way to do that is you can go to our website, which is www.paoweb. It's all one word, PAOWEB, PAOweb. And you look on the front page and you just look for products and you'll find it. Or else if you go to our update, which I do every week, you will see where the order forms are, so you can order different things. But the major thing is to go to the products, and so the best way then would be just to go to the website. As far as if you want to really order something by phone, we only really have a voicemail. We don't really have a direct phone line because we're kind of small. And that phone line simply is 808-573-3110.
Wonderful. And why don't you tell our listening audience, too, you're the founder of the Planetary Activation Organization, or it's called PAO. What is that, Sheldan?
Well, Planetary Activation Organization was founded in November of 1997 in Hawaii, in Maui. And it has, as I said, three purposes. First purpose is to help activate people to be guardians of the planet. The second thing is to have people understand about full consciousness. And the third thing is about first contact. And what we encourage people to do is to create what I just call planetary activation groups, or PAGs. And PAGs exist all around the place. There's lots of them. They're in 60 countries. So we have basically two things we ask of them. They're semi-autonomous, and the only autonomy that we put on them is that they read the update and that they tell us where they are and what they're doing.
Okay. Before we go any further, I just want to make an announcement for about next week and a conference I'm going to be doing very shortly, and we'll get back to this. Next week's guest is going to be author R.J. Garicio, who wrote an inspirational practical guide to life called Spending It All, Live Like You Mean It. After the premature death of his father and then being struck with the challenge of raising an autistic child, R.J. began formulating a new model for living life to the fullest, which created the added bonus of bringing his autistic son into the world in which he and the rest of his family reside in. Isn't that wonderful? You won't want to miss this heartwarming show. I also want to tell my listeners that I will be in Sedona, Arizona, with fellow author Jim Sparks, who wrote The Keepers. We're going to be at the Sedona Creative Life Center we're talking about saving the planet here, Sheldan. It's called First Annual Save the Planet Conference at the Sedona Creative Life Center on Saturday, April 26th. And for folks that would like to pre-register, please go to my website at www.sedonaangels.com. And this is going to prove to be a very wonderful program, and we're hoping to get Sheldan to join us if I can get another conference together here in the Tampa Bay area in Florida. Getting back to what we're talking about here, I've got a question for you. I'd like to talk about chemtrails for a minute. Friend or foe, what are the chemtrails?
Well, the general concept of them is that they are foe.
Yeah, I know. I've developed a cough as a result of them. I've had it since the late 90s and didn't know about chemtrails until I lived in Sedona in 2004. And someone started, I said, boy, what happened to all the blue skies? And then I started seeing all the, well, we called them sky riders, but now, of course, I'm very well versed on it. But I didn't know if it was like a double-edged sword where they're trying to protect our atmosphere, but the fallout from what's in it is not good for us. What do you know about them, Sheldan?
Well, they're really not into weather control. They can control the weather other ways. They don't need to put chemtrails up. They have all kinds of funny little things because when I was involved with Tesla in the 70s, I got involved with people who were dealing with the whole concept of large transmitters that we found out both the United States and the Russians had. And one of the side effects of these monster transmitters, we're talking 5 million watt receivers and transmitters. These are huge things. These are not small. And they operate through the Earth into the atmosphere, and they can change the weather because they operate with the ionosphere. As a matter of fact, there's a little thing up in Alaska called HAARP.
Oh, yes, I know about that very well. Mm-hmm.
And HAARP, basically, one of the things it is a Tesla transformer doing what they call superheating in the ionosphere, which affects the weather.
So that, in fact, would be responsible for some of the quote-unquote global warming that they're trying to blame us on with our fossil fuels and everything?
Part of that is that. Also, earthquakes. They can create earthquakes. The Russians did a few earthquakes in China to scare the Chinese in the 70s. They can do all sorts of things. This device can change weather. It can cause earthquakes. It can cause volcanoes to go bang. It's not a very nice thing.
Well, you know, Sheldan, just today I had an email sent to me that's going around the Internet, and I was going to ask you about it. It's the perfect time to do it. I haven't got all the information in front of me, so please forgive me my naivete if I don't say anything correctly of certain things. But there's supposed to be some testing done this summer in Switzerland, and they're afraid that what they're going to do, they're going to explode some electrons or neutrons or something, and if it could very well form some not-so-nice black holes. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
They're saying if I can find it again, I'll send it to you, and perhaps we can have an off-air dialogue about it. But it just got sent to me today that this could be a really interesting summer, and that there are some other countries that are trying to stop them from doing this. Now, here again, I can't validate it. It just came my way, and this is what I'm saying, that we get all this information on the Internet, and some of it could just be someone that has a really active imagination and is trying to scare all of us with yet something else to consider.
Right.
Let's talk about, when we're talking about 2012, here's another rumor, if you will, that's out there about Planet X or Nibiru. Am I saying it correct?
Right.
Nibiru. What's going on with that?
Well, some people are talking about it coming back in and causing this monstrous catastrophe on the planet.
Supposed to be we were once a binary system, weren't we? And we have they think that one of the suns burnt out, and now it's
that's the old nemesis thing. I don't buy it.
Okay, that's why I'm asking you. Okay, so do you think there is no such thing as Planet X? That's
Planet X exists, but Nemesis, the dark star, I don't buy because I wasn't told anything about it. So I know that if people who have been exploring this galaxy thoroughly for millions of years don't know about it, then it doesn't exist.
I know it seems to be all of a sudden, not that we aren't discovering new things all the time that we haven't seen before. There's no trace evidence of it, at least, but they're talking about it. It comes by every 3,500 years, and I guess we're approaching that in the photon belt that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to ask you also about what has been the Galactic Federation's role since 9/11. 9/11 in 2001. What's the Galactic
Well, basically,
Federation?
they've had two roles they've been playing. One, they've been working on making sure that nothing major happens here in the United States, so